Congressman Steve Israel of New York supported the bailout bill. Congressman?
Hi, Chris.
Thank you very much, Congressman. Let me ask you this. Why didn't Wall Street respond to $610 billion in economic spending by the government?
Well, anybody who believes that there's an instant recovery here is wrong. Look, the economy is sick, Chris. When you're sick, when somebody's sick, you take some medicine. It takes some time to recover. The economy is sick. We gave it some medicine to nourish the credit markets, and it's going to take some time to recover. The other point I want to make is this really isn't about the Dow Jones. It's not about Wall Street. It's about Americans who are finding it harder to get college loans for their kids. It's about American car dealers who are going out of business because people can't get auto loans. This is about restoring faith in the credit market so that businesses can borrow responsibly and expand and hire people rather than laying off the 160,000 that were laid off in September as a result of the credit crunch.
So you voted for the bill, and you're glad you did, right?
Look, no, I'm not glad that we had to vote for this bill. I resent the fact that it took the Bush administration 8 years to dig us into this mess. And all I'm saying is it's not going to take one vote by the House of Representatives to dig us out. What we did do is we stopped digging deeper. And it's going to take some time to recover. This was strong medicine. Nobody enjoyed having to vote for this. But inaction was a worse prescription than what we did tonight.
Okay, we have joining us right now U.S. Congressman Brian Bilbray of California. He voted against the bill. He's a Republican. President Bush said we needed this bill. He signed it. Why did you disagree, Congressman?
Well, I think that we need to do something, but we need to change procedures, not just throw money at it. And frankly, Chris, you know, we had all weekend to work out something. It wasn't a take it or leave it, the Senate throwing this out there, and then adding all of the stuff like the Senate always does, takes a crisis, makes it a Christmas tree, and it loses all its credibility with the American people.
Didn't they put that stuff in for House Republicans? I thought that was the goal of it, to buy you guys.
They threw in all kinds of stuff, but the trouble is, you know, it's Senate. You've been around here where every crisis is a way to be able to turn into a Christmas tree.
I noticed that they put in something on wooden arrows for kids to buy, I guess, bow and arrow sets from up in Alaska to keep Don Young in his seat.
Well, actually, Washington, I think, was the state, but the senators all get their grab bag. Wait till you see the Virgin Islands and the deal made with a foreign rum producer.
For the rum, who benefited from that?
That is going to be Captain Morgan's, and I love a good glass of, you know, Coke and
rum. Which congressman demanded that change?
Well, it ends up being put in for the Virgin Islands and the rum manufacturer who wants the site there. Let me just tell you.
Well, which congressman insisted on that?
I don't know where it came from. All I know is I wanted to support this bill. I wanted to have a workout on this rather than a bailout. And there were things that need to be changed. I mean, there was procedural change that the administration was willing to do after the Monday loss. But the attitude of now that you've got a financial crisis and then you throw all this Christmas tree stuff on, it loses credibility.
Would you vote against this bill if your vote was critical to passing it?
Yes, I would have.
You would have brought it down?
Only because we've got till Monday, Chris, and I think that even the congressman from New York would recognize we could have worked all the weekend and actually got something that hadn't been turned into a Christmas.
Yeah, but the Senate already acted.
Well, the Senate could come back and straighten it out, but the fact is this issue of having to do it on a Friday rather than working a Saturday.
Well, that's a detail I'm not sure is important. Congressman Israel, is that important whether you work 2 more days to try to get a bill, then go back to conference and have to do it all over again in the Senate and unwrap that whole deal?
Show me 435 members of Congress, and I'll show you 435 perfect solutions to the economic crisis. Unfortunately, we didn't have the luxury of more time, another week, another month, another 3 months to get this the way every one of the 435 members of Congress would have wanted it. Not when people can't get college loans. Not when auto dealers in my area of New York on Long Island are reporting a 50% drop in sales and people are getting thrown out of the showroom and being thrown out of the service bay areas. They're unemployed. They're going into foreclosure. I wish we had the luxury of perfection. We didn't have that luxury. The other thing I want to say is, frankly, if Brian and others had voted for this on Monday, we may not, and it passed, we may not have had the problems that we had nearly a week later. What the Senate did was wrong. What the Senate did was frustrating. I'm not happy with what the Senate did. But the Senate passed a bill, gave it back to the House, and said take it or leave it.
Let me ask you, gentlemen, about something bigger that's going to loom over the next couple weeks before the election and also loom over the next year or two. A recession. Look at the number today, 160,000 jobs lost today. The unemployment rate didn't go up, but the number of jobless claims way higher than anybody thought. This is the 9th straight month we've had increased job losses. Jack Welch, the former head of this network, or actually this company that owns this network, said the 4th quarter of this year is going to be a deep negative growth period. What's Congress able to do in the short run? Are we going to have to just live through this recession of the next year?
Chris, we, since March, have gone $1.69 trillion deeper into debt. That kind of, remember the bailout. I mean, Steve, I didn't vote for the bailout for Freddie and Fannie either. That was supposed to be.
Shouldn't that be enough stimulus to stop the economy from going into recession?
Not if you
spend that kind of money.
The biggest problem is that you need to change procedures too. The one thing difference between Monday and today was the administration was willing to say the accounting for real estate should be different because it was wrong. They could have done that before. So when they say you vote for it Monday, we've already saw a change. There needs to be a lot more procedural changes. Washington always thinks the answer is throw more money and later do reforms rather than reforms.
Let me go to Congressman Israel about the on-the-ground situation in your district. If you go and talk to people who can't sell a house or people who obviously have mortgage problems and are facing foreclosure, how does the $810 billion agreed to today reach them on the street corner?
Well, I wish it would have done more for them. Again, I wish we had perfection. I wish we could have helped them more. Unfortunately, Republicans said they wouldn't vote for a bill that allowed more aggressive and vigorous workouts of homes close to foreclosure. We do have a bill that allows some workouts under some circumstances. We're going to have to come back in January and be more aggressive and more vigorous in helping those people who didn't get into bad loans because they were irresponsible. They got into predatory loans because the lender lied to them. We have an obligation to help those people, not only in their interest, but in my district, Chris, the average homeowner has lost $14,000 in equity on their homes, not because of anything they did, but because of the increased number of foreclosures in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
When you have more foreclosures, property values decline. We need to stem those foreclosures.
We know that. Your last word, Congressman.
Look, when you have a federal government since '77 demanding that certain people who do not normally qualify for loans have to get loans in a fix, and you have static income and increasing prices, Washington was very much responsible for mandating that certain loans go out, and then you had people taking advantage of it.
Right.
We need to change that, and we should have changed that with this bill.
We're going to have a lot more oversight over Fannie Mae, Freddie Mae, the works. Thank you, Congressman Steve Israel. Thank you, Congressman Brian Bilbray of California. Up next, Sarah.